Hey, it's Tim with the University of Vinyl. I am back in town. My wife and I, we had an anniversary. When was it? Friday. So we took an opportunity. We kind of planned out a little trip to the wine country, Russian River Valley, Sonoma County to be exact. So this is going to be a little more of a travel log video. I'm going to feather in some video and some photos. Hopefully you guys and ladies can look past. There's not a lot of records in this video. I'm going to talk about that in a minute though. There's some wine tasting. There's some food. There's some beautiful coastline views. Incredible weather in Northern California in the middle of September, right in the middle of the crush. If you know, you know. First of all, I want to say thank you to Jefferson from Tubeandia. Jefferson, thanks for the tote bag. He actually gifted me a couple records as well. We met up. His lovely wife and my lovely wife for dinner. It was really cool because the wives actually made a connection and they were able to have pleasant company for, an hour and a half, while Jefferson and I deeply descended into record collecting nerd talk for a very long and an enjoyable extended period. So Jefferson, thank you again for the hospitality. It was great to meet up with you in Berkeley. He did give me a tip on one record shop. I'm going to show a few records in a moment. Let's get to the gifts that Jefferson was nice enough to provide. A near mint example of, when we talk about prints, I'm thinking... And I went backwards after I discovered this record. I'm going to date myself. I was still in high school. I think maybe a senior when this was really making waves. Actually, no, before that. Because Purple Rain came after this. And I was in college when Sign of the Times came out. Those are the three biggies for me as far as Prince is concerned. This was a cool Jacksonville pressing. It's a double record, of course. And very, very hard to see. But if you hold these records up to light, I don't think all the pressings were like this. In fact, I had another copy that I checked. The records are translucent. Jefferson, awesome, very cool. And then he gave me a John Martin UK press comp. Now, of course, who doesn't love Solid Air? And I love 2 or 3 other John Martin titles that I'm blanking on right now. This is really cool, though. It is a great single record comp from all of the Island UK albums from John Martin. Simply amazing, the effects that this guy achieved with the guitar and the singular guttural voice that he had. Definitely, I think an acquired taste, but if you like Richard Thompson, I think you'll love John Martin. I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but this was really cool, Jefferson. I'd never seen this in the wild, and looking forward to putting this on maybe even later today. So I had grand plans in San Francisco proper to go all the way out to the western side on Terravel. I wanted to go to Tunnel Records. I also wanted to go to Originals, which is a really cool curated shop. I've seen the videos from Mazzy. JT's Record Room has done a similar visit at Originals. Those were both on my radar. I wasn't really that concerned with Amoeba. I knew I kind of had limited time, and sure enough, we sat on the tarmac in Denver on the way out for about 35 minutes before we took off. And that was just enough time with rush hour in San Francisco to basically remove any potential ideas I had on doing any record shopping in San Francisco. So instead, my wife and I had a quick snack and a walk around at the Ferry Building, which is a must see if you are visiting San Francisco. But we were actually going to be spending the night in Berkeley before we headed up to wine country. Hence the meetup with Jefferson. And Jefferson did tell me about one really cool shop. I managed to make it across the Bay Bridge. We got checked in, and I found myself with an hour and a half before dinner. So I made my way over to Hercules Records, which was not far from where we were staying. You know, when we talk about Creedence, we're talking about those iconic fantasy, the deep blue, purplish fantasy labels. Those are the ones you want to find, the original pressings. And if you find them with an H for Hollywood, even better. There's a deep groove on this record. These sound incredible. This was the last one I was looking for, Willie and the Poor Boys. Found that at Hercules. Really good pricing in this shop, really well curated. And Jefferson, thanks for the tip. That was an awesome find, an awesome shop. I've been thinking about doing another Rolling Stones video at some point. I've done a few, and I wanted to go back to Emotional Rescue. This was a near mint example. The copy that I have is VG-ish. And just too much surface noise. So a brand, oh, it looks like it's brand new, but it is a very well preserved near mint example. Last but not least, I did find this American Music Club original pressing from 1994. I think this was $25, again, very reasonable. I'm drawing a blank on American Music Club, and I never see their records here in Colorado, so I kind of picked this up on a whim. Looking forward to rediscovering this. I know I know American Music Club, just haven't heard it in years, so pretty cool. So hey, I wanted to say a few things about just kind of life in general. You know, being a part or contributing to or just sharing my experience collecting records on YouTube and Instagram, it's been incredibly cool. I've met a lot of people over the last several years in person, and that was the impetus. You know, I have spoken and we've traded emails, Jefferson and I from Tubeandia, over the last few years. We keep threatening to do a joint video together. I'm sure we will make that happen at some point. But, you know, to be able to send him a DM over Instagram and say, hey, what do you think about maybe meeting up for dinner, XYZ, I'm going to be in town, yada, yada, yada. And we made it happen. So it was really cool to put the name to the face. You know, he is a wealth of knowledge and just a really fun hour and a half to get together on a Thursday night before my wife and I, you know, hit the bridge up to Sonoma County. So can't say enough about that. I've met other people along the way. I'm getting DMs from people I don't know. I love that, with feedback, with questions, all the comments on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. It's really cool to, you know, create lasting memories and experiences with people IRL, other than, you know, across the glass of a camera. So that was really cool. The rest of the trip, hey, we got an Airbnb up in Geyserville, which is just north of Healdsburg, right basically the Russian River Valley. Incredible wine, incredible vibe up there, great weather. I had not been up to Northern California wine country in about 12 years, so My wife loved it. I loved it. It's all good. I'm gonna kind of cycle in some photos and videos as I had discussed earlier. So hey, that is it for today. Let me put my head together and think of a new and something new and interesting, a different topic for maybe later in the week. Take care.